Hi and welcome to another 5 minutes tutorial, and this time about adding wireframe on your material. So I will show you 3 different methods, and for that I need 3 different objects. So I will use the monkey. So I shift A, mesh, and go to the monkey here, and then I just duplicate it by pressing shift D and GX to move it on the side, and then again shift D and GX to move it. So now I have 3 different monkeys, and on the first one I create a new material and I use the wireframe. So shift A, go to input, and then I select the wireframe here and take the factor to the base color and go to render view, and you can see the wireframe here. The disadvantage is that it's triangulated, so we don't have quads, and it's really hard to change the wireframe into quads. So there is another method that we can use. So I take this monkey instead and create a new material that I will call a base material. So I just write base material here, and then I make this like yellow, and then I create another material. So I press the plus sign, new, and that one I will call wireframe, and I will make that black. So we have it in here. Okay, so now we have 2 materials, and we can then use the material index to use the wireframe on the edges. So the only thing right now is to get the edges, and that you can do with a modifier. So if I go to the modifier and add modifier and then go to generated, I can use Bevel for instance. So if I use Bevel here, put that to a really small number like 0.004 or something, keep 1 segment, but change the limit method to none, and go down to shading. There you can see we have material index here, so I can just change that to 1, and then it uses my second material, and I get these in quads, the wireframe. So that is really nice, a good way to use it, as it's non-destructive, you can easily take away. You can also add like subdivision or something like that, but you need to be before the wireframe of course, and then you get everything nice and tidy. And the third method is also to use modifier. So in this case we can use the wireframe modifier, and now we get the wireframe here, but we can then take away, replace original, and now we get the wireframe here, but we don't get it as a material. So to get it as a material, we go back to materials, and first we select the base material, and then we select the plus sign, and here we select the wireframe. And in this we can then go back to the modifier. So we go into the material offset, because material offset will be the same thing here. So if we change that to 1, we can now see that we get the materials on this monkey as well. And you can then use offset, so we don't have it on top like this, but just drag it down a bit like this, so we don't cover too much of this. So, and even here you can then of course add a modifier like subdivision, and put that before the wireframe, and then you get these as well. So here we have 3 different monkeys, 3 different ways to do the wireframe, and this one is the easiest, but you get, as I said, triangulated things, and it's rare that you need those. Here we get it using the bevel, and the nice thing with that is that we don't get like thick lines on top. It's just a black color, and of course we have some bevel, but it's so little that you can't see it. And lastly we have the wireframe, and that is supposed to work very good with this of course, but what you get is like a second layer, so you get those wires on top of your model, and that might not look so good in all occasions. So these three methods exist to make wireframes with your material. So hopefully you learned something today as well, and as usual I guess bye for now and see you tomorrow.